is what we're doing now. We're just gonna make stuff up. We're just gonna be off the cuff. It's just gonna be wild. And this is crazy because y'all are Cowboys fans, from what I understand. And what's even wilder is y'all gave it like the hard pause. Like y'all gave it like the, oh man, he about to say something profound. Like he's gonna drop the mic. He's gonna give us the knowledge of the Cowboys' first round draft selection history.
Send this to a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Is it true? Is it true? Is it true that the Cowboys have the best fans? Yes, sir.
I trip out on that. Because I'm swimming in it. I wear this jersey every first game. It's my favorite jersey.
Came from El Paso.
Go Cowboys!
Introducing your lineup for the Cowboy Up podcast. From Stop 6, Texas, the big fella, Dallas, Cowboy Chris. And from the 915, Cholo Town, 21, can you do something for me? Armando, 21, Armando. And from the capital city, my man, allow me to butt in sports, hook 'em, Rue. And from the great state of Arizona, and he's mic'd up, he's Mikey, 520.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. It's the Cowboy Up podcast. It is Tuesday, man. Hey, we ain't got Mikey 520 today. He still had to work, but we got our man, Paulie P. What's cracking, Paulie? What's going on, baby? Thanks for joining us today.
What's up, fellas?
Man, we got, let me introduce the rest of the crew, man. My man from the west side of Texas. You know, you got to whisper sometime because he's so goddamn cool. From the west side of Texas, El Paso, the 915, my man, 21. Can you do something for me? What's up, Armando?
We chilling, big fellas. You know, we got it. We made it. We here. Hey, let's talk the schedule, man. The schedule is, you know, I like it. It's I don't know why, man. I feel good about the schedule. We get tested early, but you know, we got some breaks in that schedule, so I'm excited to talk about it. So let's get to it, man.
All right. And from the south side of Texas, them rolling hills down there in the capital city, my man, allow me to butt in sports. Hook 'em. It's Rue. What's up, baby?
What's going on, man? What's going on, man? It's Tuesday. Tuesday, man.
Tuesday. Say, man, we already got the people up in this, man. What's up, man? Cowboy Corner in the joint. What's going on, Cowboy Corner? Always, my man, aloha. Mr. St. Louis Joe is in the house. Oh man, the kid Dalton. Oh my God. What's up, Dalton, man? That damn Eagle fan. But you know what? We still love him. You know, hey, it's a mad love for it. So, hey man, what's going on, man? We got plenty of folks in here today, man. Hey, appreciate y'all belling in. And our man down there in Arizona, man, Bobby Davis.
Yes, sir.
Man, hey, that's my man there, man. Diehard Cowboy fan. You know how it go. Look, I'm sorry, that was the wrong Dalton. I'm sorry, Dalton. I know, man. I'm thinking about the 302. I'm thinking about 302 birds, Dalton. I apologize, man.
Yeah, I was like, nah, Dalton, a Cowboy fan.
We got the wrong Dalton.
I apologize, man. I'm flying through it, and the first thing I see is Dalton, and then I think of 302 birds, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'll never accuse you of being a damn Eagle fan. You got more class than that. I apologize.
Hey, but real quick, congrats, Dalton, man. You know, class of 2024. Shout out,
yes.
Man.
That's what I'm talking about, fam, man. Congratulations. Well, look here, man. The schedule came out right after we did a show on Tuesday. It came out on Wednesday. just like it always happened. The schedule released and everything, and the Cowboys will open this season in the city of Cleveland. Okay. Let me pull up this schedule, man. Let me share my screen, and I'm gonna show y'all these damn Dallas Cowboys schedule. Let's see. All right, well, we opening up in Cleveland, right? So I want your initial thoughts. Paulie, we'll start with you first, man. What was your initial thoughts when you saw we was opening up with these Brownies?
Yeah, initial thought was I had to pause and scratch my head real quick. I had to think about the Cleveland Browns and think about what they offer, think about what they're bringing. And then I remembered it was the Cleveland Browns, so then I was good.
So what you saying? You ain't got no concern right now with the Brownies? Is that what you said?
I'm not going to say I have no concern. I like the test out front. It's going to be a test for sure.
Yeah.
I like the test right out the gate. But listen, I mean, they're putting all their chips right now on that defense and Deshaun Watson. And let's be real, Deshaun Watson ain't been Deshaun Watson since he left Houston. So I think we're good.
I was thinking the same thing, right? I'm glad that we're on the road, and I'm glad we're playing against a good opponent, okay? Because Cleveland D ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. So, the Cowboys their offensive line is gonna get tested right away. Okay. Yeah. So I was really happy about this. And our defensive line is gonna get tested right away because Cleveland like to do what? Pound the fucking rock. They love to run the ball. And the last time we played them Brownies in AT&T, they had 3 running backs that damn near rushed for 100 yards apiece. I think the third one almost got it because that was the game. Chubb got hurt, and he had 120 when he left when he got hurt. And then what's my man name?
Kareem Hunt. Kareem
Hunt had 100, and then the other kid had almost 100. So you know what they like to do. They like to run the ball. So 21, man, what you think about these Brownies right off the bat?
So right off the bat, I think we're gonna get tested. We have a I want to say young offensive line because we just drafted 2 young offensive linemen, and I think this is a big test for them. We had Myles Garrett. I think he was in the. I don't know if he was. I think the defensive MVP. I don't know. I don't know, but I know it was like this year or the year before, right?
One of the two. I thought it was this year. I thought it was.
Yeah. So so. This
player of the year,
So this dude ain't no joke, right? So right away we're gonna get tested, which I like it. I like it. This is what we want. Kind of get tested, battle tested early. Get these guys ready, right? With these young draftees. So and I'm with Chris. They're gonna run the ball. This is also where we're gonna see if we're really gonna stop this run. One thing I think the Cowboys are committed to this year is stopping that run. We've heard a lot about it. Will Mike Zimmer's defense really be about it? I'm really excited to see Mozzie. So hopefully he does that sophomore. He gets up there and we stop this run because I feel like teams that run the ball have our number. So we're gonna get tested early and it's gonna be a big test, especially on the road. So I'm excited.
Rue, what you got on this, man? What you got on these Brownies?
We're going to find out what's up with this O-line very quickly. That's going to be the first thing you're going to notice in this game. That how are we going to do against this pass rush, and how are we going to do against Myles Garrett while he's wreaking havoc in our backfield? Because we've got a very young O-line that's starting on this team. I mean, our left tackle, center, very good chance that you're going to be looking at rookies playing in both of those positions. The good thing is I have faith that they're going to make the right decision in those positions and put the pieces in place that need to be there, but they're going to get truly tested in the very beginning of that matchup, from the very beginning of the game to the very end of the whistle. This team has given us problems in the past, but I mean, if you look at overall record, it's actually pretty close, which is kind of surprising. I really thought we'd have a lot more wins than they did, but I think we only beat them by like 4 games in our all-time series against them. So it's
you know, a lot of those AFC teams, sometimes it could be like that because we don't play them a lot. You know, yeah. Because
I mean, for sure. I mean, it's like 30 matchups since 1960. So it's not a ton. It's not a ton to be looking at. But like you mentioned, that 300 yards that they put up against us in that last game, that was vicious, and it cost the game.
Yes,
and yes, this defense is different, but ultimately, it's the stopping the run has been a problem consistently for this team. So I hope that they can figure out, with the pieces that they kept and the pieces that they added on, is Mozzie going to step up? Are they going to figure out how to fix the interior? Are they going to match up somebody with Oso Digizua? There's a lot of different question marks in the trenches, and the Browns are very good in the trenches. Yeah, which is what makes you nervous about this game, if there's anything to be nervous about. I'm very curious to know how Nick Chubb's going to come back from that vicious injury. Also, that's a big time blown out knee. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've dug into it. I'm assuming that he's ready for the season, but I have no idea. And that's a big thing to come back from. But they've always been good with the run game. They've got depth in the run game.
Yeah, I think I read that he might be out for like half the season, 7 games, or at least 7 games, first 7 games, something like that.
Who's their other running back?
It's Kareem Hunt. Isn't
no.
Kareem is gone.
It's bless, and I know who it is too, and his name's on my tongue. No, it's not Mixon. Mixon went somewhere else. I forgot. They have different running backs, and they've got younger running backs too. I'd have to look it up. I can't remember off the top of my head. And
I know we talked about it off the live, but can you give everybody what's the point spread on that game?
So the spread as of now, and they've lined, this is from DraftKings, they've lined all the way through week 6, and that's right before the bye. It's +1. It's +1 Dallas at Cleveland, which, if you know anything about the betting lines, normally home team gets 3 points. That's generally the rule. So you're looking at like a 4-point swing, and we're the dog by 1 point, which is essentially a pick 'em. And that's truly what this game is. This game is a pick 'em. I mean, it's week 1. These lines are going to be conservative. Obviously, you're going to see them move, but for what you're looking at with this, they're seeing this as a pick 'em game. All Deshaun Watson has to do is basically not make mistakes. They'll rely on the run, and they'll beat us in the trenches. That's probably going to be the plan going into it for them. That's really what I could see. Yeah. But honestly, man, I have is basically for the season, and you can get a little picture of what Vegas basically thinks of the Dallas Cowboys going into the year, if y'all want to, before we get into the rest of these matchups.
Yeah. Real quick before you do that, man, I want to say this about this game, what I'm excited about. This game to me is going to tell us how tough the Cowboys are, because this is going to be a trenches battle, offensive side and defensive side, because the Brownies like to punish people. That's how they win their games. Just straight pounding, punishing, and then their defensive line is amazing. They can get to the passer. They can stop the run. I'm not tooting the horn of it. I'm not afraid of the damn Browns. We could beat the Browns. That's not a problem. But what I'm saying is, I want the Cowboys to come out there with the same intensity. I like Cowboys. They play up to their competition. They can play down to the competition, Arizona, but when they play big time teams, man, they got good teams, they actually show up pretty well. And you already know half the stadium is going to be Cowboys anyway. So, it's like being at home field in the dog pound. And then just like Cowboy Corner said, and this Amari Cooper is going to be there. He's going to want to show out. Okay. So, I still, I said I'll never mention that again, but I'm not. It still irks the fuck out of me that he plays for Cleveland now. It just irks me.
It is crazy.
Them fans are going to be doing the coop.
Oh yeah,
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 as
yeah.
soon as he catches that one ball, it's gonna be like, damn.
Yeah, I said I remember that shit. But hey, hey, Rue, anything else on week one before we move on?
Man, no. I mean, it's all about the trenches in this game. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
be able to control what happens in there in terms of at least mitigating what happens, because there's no way you're gonna stop Myles Garrett completely. But if you can minimize his big moments, that's really what we're gonna have to do, and we're gonna have to
Right.
make Deshaun Watson make mistakes, which I know this defense can do, especially with Trayvon back and Bland ball hogging everywhere.
Right. Well, look, man, I when I made my TikTok today about us going through the schedule and everything, and I was saying how other content creators basically don't have any faith in the Cowboys this year. And the reason why is because of we're playing the NFC they're the East, right? The Steelers and the Cleveland, are they the East or the North? AFC, whichever one. AFC North. Okay, but as I recall, I think we beat the Steelers the last 2 times we played them.
Yeah,
I believe we beat Cincinnati with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
So I don't think the Cowboys are afraid of the AFC North at all. Baltimore barely got us in Baltimore. We should have won the freaking game. So I don't think the Cowboys are afraid of the AFC North. So I got a lot of people saying that the Cowboys are going to be 2-2 after 4 weeks, and I was just like, I don't think the Cowboys started 2-2 in the last since Dak got hurt, since Dak broke his leg. They was 2-3. So I don't see it. Other people may see it. I want y'all opinion, because I really think they get in game 1 and 2. Okay. Only game that I got apprehension with is the Ravens. To me, this is the true toss-up game to me. But I don't want to skip past the Saints, because the Saints' whole issue is they don't have a quarterback. What do y'all think about the Saints' play?
To me, the Saints have always had a decent, I want to say, defense. Their defense, they got some vets over there that really on that defense, right? But yeah, the whole quarterback, I don't know how their O-line is, but we know our defense can get after him, and Derek Carr, he's wishy-washy. You don't know which Derek Carr you're gonna get. So I'm not too worried about the Saints. The home opener is gonna be good. I want to know what the spread is on this one.
You know the spread on the roof?
I do. This is our biggest spread of the year so far. Open out. You got the Cowboys -6 at home, at home versus New Orleans.
Touchdown favorite. Huh?
Touchdown favorite. Touchdown favorite at home against New Orleans. And really, man, there's so much turmoil within this team. Like, what's happening with Michael Thomas? They've got Marquise Colston, or not Marquise Colston. God, what's the young kid's name? Oh my goodness, I went all the way back to like 2000 and something.
Yeah.
Marquise Colston. They've got Chris Olave. Chris
Olave from Ohio State. Okay, Olave. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Olave. I went straight back to my childhood and shit. Like Marcus Colston.
I was like, Marcus Colston ain't played in 10 years.
Man's 105 years old, still playing football at an elite level. God,
he ain't played in 10 years.
I still remember a fantasy football commercial. He threw his hand through a wall and caught the ball or something. I think that was him. Anyway, outside of him, Alvin Kamara is having another year tacked on to his career. And you're looking at an offense that could be very lackluster. They weren't very explosive last year. I don't expect them to have improved that much around their offense, but their defense is a force to be reckoned with at times. But we're a touchdown favorite this early with a lot of question marks for a reason. They don't expect
Paulie, what you think about these Saints, man?
Yeah, I think it's going to be like 21 hit on it. It's our season opener, our home opener. The environment's going to be nuts. We're just going to be coming off a win from Cleveland. It's I just the 6 point favorite I think is straight, but I think we win this one easy by 10, 12 points. It's a dub right off the bat.
So you got us at 2-0 right now, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm keeping count. We 2-0 right now because Cowboy Corner say this is where we gonna be at the bye. I was just like, okay. So
Wow.
21. Will you be at the season opener this year? I saw your TikTok. Is the wife approved it yet?
I don't know, bro. It didn't sound like it, but I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to. I just the only thing that gets me with that one is a noon game. Those noon games kind of.
Yeah, because it's very rare.
You got to go early to a noon game.
It's very rare the Cowboys play at noon at home, and when they on the opener, the home opener. But you got to remember though, you got to remember this though. You got to remember the Saints wasn't good last year, so every 12 o'clock game the Cowboys have is against teams that were not good last year. Like the Panthers, and it was hold on, give me a second. It was I think they got the Falcons and the Panthers, and I think Panthers, there it is, and yeah, so they got 3-12s, okay, and that's because those teams basically aren't good. So when those
I've ever seen,
they were just trying to help out Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but I was shocked too that a home opener for the Cowboys is at 12. I was really shocked about that. I was just like, wow, damn, they don't give a damn about the Saints, dude. Just like I thought, but the Cowboys at 3 o'clock always gonna get you ratings. It don't matter who they play, but yeah, they got a home game at 12. That's very rare, very rare. So, but this is the game, man, that I'm in the first 4 weeks, man. This is the game that I'm really looking forward to. The Baltimore Ravens, okay? The reigning and defending most valuable player of the league, Mr. Excitement himself. I think this is going to be a great matchup. Basically, I'm looking forward to see how the Cowboys defense going to defend Lamar Jackson. How are they going to defend him? And Lamar has gotten some weapons over the offseason. They drafted wide receivers and everything, and which, Lamar has been crying for the last 3 years, and it looked like they went and got him some help. So I'm really looking forward to this because they got my number one free agent in the offseason. Well, no, they lost the number one free agent in the offseason. They lost Patrick Queen at linebacker. He ended up with the Steelers. So their linebacker core is a little depleted, but their defense is solid like always. Those Ravens play D. They play D, and their offense is run first. And they got the King, who we'd even attempt to call. King Henry's in the backfield with Lamar. So 21. What you think about these Ravens marching into AT&T?
So I actually got a TikTok that I haven't loaded yet, but this is my first L right here. I think this is a tough team right here. I feel like King Henry's going to come out with some sort of grudge, where they didn't even call him, and he said he wanted to be in Dallas, so I think he comes out and kind of, hey, Jerry, this is what you could have got. Obviously, we know what Lamar can do with his feet, but this is a big test for us. I do got it chalked up as an L. I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping we get that dub. We are at home, so we know our record at home is good. Last season it was good until we got to that one game. Well, I don't like to bring up, but we got a good home record, so yeah. I'll keep that positive that we can come out with the dub on this one, but I do got it chalked up as our first L on against the Ravens.
Really? Okay. Paulie, what you got against these Ravens?
Yeah, I'm not gonna throw out the L right quick. Although it's leaning that way a little more. I think what it comes down to is what you said. is what can our defense do against that offense? Because and this is just my opinion on how I feel about Lamar Jackson. Is prior to them getting Derrick Henry, if you wanted to beat him, you had to make him a passer. You had to keep him in the pocket and make him a passer. But now they got Derrick Henry to help with that run game. So I think it's a big testament to our defense on what Zimmer can do. Our linebacking core is going to have to be on it. The trenches is going to have to be on it. And I think we just got to apply pressure. Derrick Henry has been stopped. He can be stopped. But what it comes down to is what can our defense do? If our defense can come up and get those crucial, 1, 2, 3 stops, I think it might be a ball game. I think it'll be a very close ball game, maybe a walk-off field goal by our golden leg kicker. It's going to be a close one. I really do. I really think it's going to be a close one. Not necessarily an L just yet, but I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we did lose, but then I wouldn't be shocked if we did win either.
Right. Hey, Rue, before you go, I want to say this. Playing the Ravens to me is like playing the Eagles. They run the same damn offense, the same exact offense. We beat the Eagles running that same damn offense. Okay. So who's the better running back, King Henry or Saquon Barkley? Who's the better one? So I guess we're gonna find out who run that offense the best, because it's a run first offense. Then it's gonna pass. Then they're gonna pass the ball, But then to me, Lamar only passed to his damn tight end. That's it. Unless they're down 20, then he started throwing it to the wide receivers. So everything is short. We're gonna run, and we're gonna have ball control. But the Cowboys got to play the Ravens like they play the Eagles. Okay. Shut down the run and make him throw, like Paulie said. Go ahead, Rue.
The only reason I have this etched as my first loss for the season is because of all the intangibles. They have the better coach, they have the better run game, and their O-line is very stout up front. Not to mention, when you talk about they run the same offense, they also have the better quarterback.
True.
So, if you're asking me who's a bigger threat, Hurts and Saquon or Henry and Lamar, I'll take Henry and Lamar. And because when it comes to who's more dynamic and who can still make those plays, I'll take Lamar. But the biggest thing for me in this matchup, the only solace I really have is we are really good at home. We have been really good at home, minus the Packer game, which forget it for now. But we have traditionally through the season for the last few years, we've been very good at home. We don't lose games at home. But when it comes down to a nitty-gritty game, like I believe this will be, coaching plays a bigger role in it for me, and I think that we can be out-coached. So that's what it boils down for me in a game that I think is going to be really close, because I can see the walk-off field goal too, and it's not like they don't have the best one to ever play the game.
Yeah, from Texas. From the University of Texas. All right. So do we really need to discuss the Giants?
2-0 on the season. We're gonna sweep that ass again. They're gonna finish in dead fucking last place again.
I believe it's 12-1 right now. I really do. I think it was 11-1 at the end. I think before the last time we played them. So it's 12-1. Good luck, Sneak.
It's -4. It's -4 Dallas at the Giants.
Yeah, and we take over their stadium too. So whatever. All right. So this is a possible show trip. It's a possible show trip. We trying to convince Rue to pull a double, leave the Cotton Bowl Saturday and jump on the plane, go to Pittsburgh. But I know that'll be tough. But look, man, we got those
PJ. I'm gonna send the PJ to come get you.
Yeah, not the private jet. So we got the hated Pittsburgh Steelers in the ketchup bottle. It is a Sunday night game. Okay. The Steelers with two quarterbacks. They're gonna run the 2 quarterback system this year, and they're gonna see which one is gonna work. the Steelers, man, of course, with my homeboy Prince called that little Watt boy on that defensive end. TJ is a man, former defensive player of the year. Their defense is always good. You know, they're in the NFC North, so they play defense. The problem with the Steelers, to me, was at their quarterback position last year. Well, they solved it by getting 2 quarterbacks. So basically, which quarterback do we need to be prepared for? Probably, who do you think is going to win that job, Fields or Russell Wilson?
I think this game. I think week 5 is when we see old Fields trot on as a starting quarterback.
He gave us hell when he played in Chicago at AT&T. Man, they almost got us. If it wasn't for that damn fumble, Michael returned.
Yeah. I think Russell Wilson's he'll start, but he'll lose it by the 5th game, and I think this is where we see Fields trot on the field as a starter. Who's their running back? Right, they got Najee, but he's got the whole thing going on. Like
Najee, and ain't the other kid? Ain't his name is Watt?
He's gone.
Oh no.
Najee's still there. They was talking about trading Najee.
Yeah,
remember that rumor was trading him to Cowboys and everything like that.
That's right. But I think Jalen Warren from Oklahoma State, he's going to be the starter.
Okay.
Over Najee. Wow. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Because that's why they're all really talking about it makes sense that they'd be talking about moving him because he's coming up on his rookie deal, and they just drafted Jalen Warren, and I think they're pretty happy with Jalen Warren.
Yeah, because they'll run first team too. You know, this is another test, man. I think for our defensive line and linebackers and everything like that. 21, what you think about? Hey, 21 got family members that Steeler fans too. What do you think about these Steelers, man?
It's a big game for me right here. This game is a trash talking game, so we got to win. I'm chalking it up as a dub. But I do think we see Russell here. I think Mike Tomlin. I feel like he's more tuned into starting his vets, right? But so I think he wants to maybe work with Justin Fields a little bit more, kind of get some I guess get under Russell Wilson a little bit. But I think we see Russell Wilson. I do see us getting this dub. Like I said, like you guys say, I don't know who the running back is. You know, they do have a good defense, right? Their defense has always kind of gave us problems every time we've played them. But, you know, I like it as a dub. At Heinz Field, even better, man.
Yeah. Hey, last time we played there, man, all I remember is Zeke taking that screen pass 80 yards, and then at the end of the game, Zeke busting that 20 right up the middle on their ass. Yep. I ain't think I screamed so much, because I'm watching with nothing but Steeler fans, and they was talking crap that whole damn game.
Yeah, one play that sticks out is that fucking Ben Roethlisberger fake spike.
Yes. Yeah, the fake spike. Yeah. So, but the Cowboys and Steelers got that long time history playing in Super Bowls together. Yep. When I was a kid, to me that was our arch rival was the Steelers. Because we was like, that's who we gonna play in the Super Bowl. We gonna play the damn Steelers. So that history with the Steelers and Cowboys is rich. And I told my homeboy, I said, I love seeing those colors on the field against each other. That white and silver and that black and gold, man, on the field look good, man. It's just nostalgia for me. Because I seen all them damn Super Bowls, and we only got one of them some bitches, but we should have got 2. Jackie Smith, I still want to kick your ass. Anyway, allow me, man. What you got on these Steelers, man?
I'm still curious who their quarterback's going to be. Because I really think Tomlin's just going to go with the best guy because they're not really paying for Russell. Denver's paying Russell to play for them. So he's really like a free player. You're not taking on the brunt of his contract. So that's definitely a nice thing for them. And they got the luxury of picking up Justin Fields for almost nothing. So it's really going to come down to who blends better with the offense. And like you said, this is a running football team. Who knows what Justin Fields could do with what they have to offer? True. Now, I expect it to be Russell Wilson. I expect that, but I'm not counting out Justin Fields in this in the heat of this, just because they're not really paying Russell anything to do this.
Right.
But when it comes down to this game, whether it's him, it doesn't matter which one of them it is. I feel good about our chances on this game because I feel like we beat them in a lot of different levels that matter in this game. Obviously, you got to pay attention to J.J. Watt, but that defense is going to be decimated if this offense can't produce. Jalen Warren might have been a really good running back for them last year. He had some moments. He was definitely a good player, but I don't know if he's going to really be able to carry the load all by himself. Not to mention your outside weapons are, unproven at best, really, just because they haven't had exactly quarterback play. High quality quarterback play to help them produce. I mean, Deontay Johnson is a great player, but is he consistent? Can he do what needs to be done as a true one? I don't know. And I feel much better about my offense against their defense than I do about their offense against my defense, because I really feel like it could be a turnover fest in this game. But I'm curious to know too. I don't know if we're going to be relying on the turnover as much this year. I don't know if Zimmer's just going to be shutting shit down this year. Because I mean, just look at what he did with the Vikings defense. Being able to take them from where they were ranked to where they ended up. There's no question that he can definitely change some things and not make us so reliant on the turnover. But this is a game where I would suspect that could be suspect for them.
Man, I actually got Fields winning the job right out. I think, man, because you got to think about it. The Steelers lack what on offense? Explosiveness. Justin Fields brings the explosiveness to your offense. So, why bring out Russell? And Russell is a better thrower at this point, but excitement and explosiveness, I think, is Fields. And I think they wanted Fields at first. I think the Bears was playing hard to get. And then when they found out they couldn't get what they wanted, that's when they came back to Pittsburgh and say, okay, here, you can have him. Okay, they needed something. Okay, but I think Fields gonna win the job right out. I really do. I mean, because guys, think about it. Who is if they were both on the Cowboys, who would you want to start?
Fields, and then you got that young receiver. What's his name? Pickens.
Yeah,
George Pickens.
Yeah,
dude. I mean, it just, to me, it make more sense. I mean, because think about it. He is your quarterback of the future, right? Why not the future? Future got to start now.
You see, but to me, I feel like Tomlin kind of wants. I feel like maybe he might want him to kind of grow a little bit more. So kind of watch what Wilson does a little bit. Maybe I just feel like Tomlin's gonna go with the vet, and I feel like we're gonna see Wilson here, but yeah, I see what you're talking about, though. I would, if it was up to me, obviously I would go with Fields, that young kind of, he's a runner. He can use his legs. He's got an arm, but
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, so I that was just me. So is Dalton? Is that better?
There you go, Dalton.
All right, now this to me is going to be our game of the year. These Detroit Lions, man. Honestly, Detroit should have beat us last year. They should have beat us. They should have beat us. They got happy. Matter of fact, the reason why the Cowboys beat the Lions last year is the same reason why the Niners beat the Lions in the championship game. Their head coach got too greedy.
Yeah,
he got greedy. If he just take points when he need to take points, the Lions are in the Super Bowl. Okay. Same thing with the Cowboys. Okay. The penalty, blah, 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 blah. It was a penalty. Okay. But dude, when you had a chance to tie the game up and then go into overtime and then possibly win the game, you should have did that because you're on the road. But hey, you got gritty, you lost the game. No problem. But the Lions with their very high-paid quarterback right now and wonderful running backs, wonderful receivers, Ahmad St. Brown, their defense is really coming along, man. I like what they're doing. Their offensive line to me is a top fiver. I think they can pound well on the offensive line. the Lions are a all around team, bro. The Cowboys gonna have a hell of a stretch between the Steelers, the Lions, a bye week, and the Niners. Okay, but you gotta get the games when you playing at home. So we got these Lions at home again, and I think the Cowboys get them. What you think, 21?
I'm actually agreeing with the Eagles fan here. I think Jared Goff, he resorts to the old Jared Goff. He got paid, yes, he got paid, but I just think that can the run for the Lions continue? They had a great run. That defense is good. That defense is good. You know, I'm gonna give him that. You know, especially with Hutchinson but can Jared Goff continue to do what he's doing? You know, it will. You know, so I don't think so. I think he got paid. He gets comfortable, and I think we see a regress with their offense. You know, and
Really?
I do believe so. So, you know, I think we take this game. You know, at home. Is it at home?
Yeah, we at home. Yeah.
So I agree with Dalton on this one. I think Goff is still not. He won't be ready. You know.
Okay. Allow me to butt in sports, man. What do you think about these Lions rolling into town?
I'm just curious where the Goff thing's coming from. The man's been in the league since 2016. We kind of know what he is at this point. And he's put up pretty decent numbers all throughout his career.
But don't you feel like he has like good and then he gets bad and then he's just you know,
I mean,
he made me a believer in San Francisco.
It's a tough deal. I mean, is he going to look like he did all throughout last season? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he threw for like 4,500 yards. So is he going to repeat and do that again? Maybe not. They might rely on the run more this year. We don't know what the Detroit offense, offense is going to look like. This game is a pick 'em for me. I could literally see it going either way. I think we win this game because we're at home and because of the fact that I think our offense can keep up with their offense, and I think our defense is better than theirs. And when it comes to coaching, I think it's close. Because their coach is going to take some risks. Their coach is definitely going to take some risks. He's going to take some shots, but that also won him games last year. It's not like it didn't work every time. It actually worked more often than it didn't. So, anybody can say whatever they want or have whatever opinion they want about their coach and the Lions, but I believe it'll be a close game. I'm thinking like a field goal game. We almost lost this game last year.
Yeah.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility that this team could give us a run for our money. Not to mention, they're probably going to have a little chip on their shoulder after the loss. Yeah. It's not like they don't remember. It happened last season. So this game is really a toss-up game, in my opinion.
This is the only game that I'm nervous about. I'm nervous about this. I think this game.
No.
Well, can I tell you why I'm nervous, Mikey? Before you
Mikey's in the house.
Yeah, welcome, Mikey.
Glazers, it's Krispy Kreme. How much we be glazing motherfuckers on this show?
No, I'm not glazing. I'm like, it's a fucking good team. Okay, it's a good team, man. Hey, when we played them last year, you didn't see what the fucking Lions did? What they moved up and down the field at ease on us?
No, they didn't do that till the end, until our defense played back. You guys forget we did what we wanted to them. Amari Cooper fumbled inside the 2-yard line, and we gave up a touchdown and turned over a possession. We should have won that game by 14 points.
Amari Cooper.
Not Amari Cooper. No, that's another dude you're glazing. But CD Lamb.
How are we glazing CD Lamb?
No, you glazing Amari Cooper earlier. That's just another whole stack of Krispy Kremes entirely. Fuck Amari.
Welcome to the show, Mike.
I'm sorry. Just go.
Look, Mike. Look, Mike. We look. I mean, just to be objective, I'm saying that this is a hell of a team that made it to the NFC Championship game. They were good, bro. Their quarterback play was excellent last year. I don't give a shit what nobody say. Jared Goff played his ass off last year, bro. Played his ass off.
He played his golf off.
His
ass golf.
His offense was deadly last year. What they did when they marched into San Francisco and their coach promptly loses the fucking game for them.
Boom.
Dude, they are a good team. To me, they're a Super Bowl caliber team. So, yes, I'm concerned about this game. Week 6. This is a test for the Cowboys. The Lions are a test. And, you know, if you blow them off if you want, I'm not blowing them off. That's it. After all these games, after 5 weeks, the one game I'm looking forward to the most is this game right here, the fucking Lions. Because the Lions, this little gauntlet we're going to go through, from the Steelers to the Lions to the Niners, dude, it's going to tell you all you need to know about your team. That's why most of these content creators are saying we 2-6 and 2-7 after this. I was like, but you don't know what team is going to be what until you play them. So, you know, that's why I was like, I can't understand how you automatically think the Cowboys 2-6 because they playing tough teams. The Cowboys is a fucking tough team too. They got to play us too. That's all I'm saying. Paulie, what you got on these lines?
That's a declare bowl. That's what this one is.
It's the declare bowl.
The declare bowl.
Make sure they refs see it, man. Hey, yeah, no, listen, I hear the Jared Goff talk. I think Jared Goff is a really good quarterback. I think he's got a good hot hand. But listen, we play him really well. We were on his ass last game. And we made him throw crucial throws that if he had the time, you know, he would throw dots. But because we were in his face, he didn't have that time. I think it's going to be a close one. I agree with it, pretty much everything that you guys said. It can go either way. But I will say this: if it gets down to the nitty gritty, I think that their head coach Dan Campbell has a gambling problem. And when it comes down to it, he's going to gamble.
Right.
And I think I just want to make the game again.
I just want to make mention of one thing, because Dan Campbell catching tons of strays on this fucking show right now. And all I'm gonna say, is y'all keep talking shit. Y'all keep talking shit about him going for it on these 4th downs and all this other stuff. But I know y'all seen these videos where these dudes on those plays were like wide open and they were good play calls. The players just didn't make the play.
Jared Goff didn't execute. Is that the guy that you were pumping up earlier?
What I'm saying is guys were literally getting balls delivered in their hands and dropping them on crucial 4th down situations. It was like literally the biggest thing that I saw on TikTok after it all happened, because everybody was killing this man. But it was just like, when you look at the play, it worked. It was a good drawn up play. They just didn't execute these plays. Does he gamble a lot? Absolutely. Is it crazy at times? Absolutely.
But I think you're being a devil's advocate.
They made it.
You guys
you know
are
what?
kindred.
With his terrible coaching, as you're trying to claim that it is, he made it to an NFC Championship game. We haven't done that in 30 years.
He should have made the Super Bowl, though. He shitted himself in the clutch moments. He threw away that Cowboy game as well. And again, all right, they didn't declare.
If you look at all those situations,
5 yards back, kick the damn ball. Like Chris said, they were moving the ball up and down, but no, he did a shithead move, and they should have beat the San Francisco 49ers. We all know that.
I'm not. Well, that's the gamble, though, isn't it? Like that. That's the gamble.
They were up. They didn't execute. And momentum is a delicate thing. And at the same time, he needed to recognize they are the Detroit Lions. So did they Detroit Lions their Detroit Lioness self?
All I know is they got themselves to an NFC Championship game, something they haven't done in God knows
ever.
In what, 100 and whatever plus years as an oldest teams in organization.
The league. All right, can I say this though, Rue?
Yeah,
I just want to say this. What you said is true, but you don't think the head coach cost him to go to the Super Bowl. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is, if you look at the plays, just look at the plays that he called in those situations that you tell me that he was crazy for calling. It didn't work out, but that's what got him there to begin with. Him being that way and coaching this team up like that and trusting them to come up in those key moments is what got them to that fucking game.
I understand, but you didn't answer my question.
Did it cost them the game? Did the result cost them the game? Of course it did. It cost them the game. But I'm not going to sit here and act like he didn't put them in a position to win when he did. He put them in a position to win. They didn't execute.
All right,
that falls on him and them.
So
he took the gamble. They didn't come through.
So the panel, do we got the Cowboys winning or losing this game? Paulie, what you got?
Yeah, I got a dub at home. I'm gonna be in the building.
Okay, Mikey, what you got? Winning or losing this game?
We're whooping that ass until they do it 2 years in a row. I'll believe them. It's the whole Jalen Hurts shit. Like until they do it, we've been doing it, so we're the better team.
Okay, Rue, you got us winning or losing this game?
I've got it close. I've got a field goal game, but I got it as dub.
21.
I'm with Mikey. I think we whooped that ass. I don't think they can do it twice in a year. And I think that they have that little grudge, but we're gonna be like, okay, y'all think y'all just because y'all didn't declare it, we got something for that ass. So I think I call it a dub.
All right.
Their secondary got good picks. We feel that, but our line is gonna be devastating. I'm fucking for this. I'm the only contrarian because everybody's shitting on our boys. You know what? I gotta go against everybody shitting on our boys. Our boys are going 13-4. Fuck yes.
All right. So I see we will win the bye. And let's go on to Cowboys versus the hated San Francisco 49ers in Santa Clara, California, the home of the Niners. All right, man.
And somebody else I know.
And some other people you know. Anyway. Thoughts on this Niner game? Mikey, we'll let you go first.
Oh, man. Are we going to finally slay this dragon? Are we going to finally get this fucking gorilla off our back? Are we? Are they going to do what they did last year and make this build-up of this damn game? Are they going to do this again? It's remained to be seen. And if they do the same thing they did last year, yes, they will lose. Pinning it just to beat this damn team. I think they're going to lose a close one, a one they should have won. They're not going to get curb stomped, but I think they are going to lose the swing from the beauty of the Dallas Cowboys living where Dallas is located. It's the middle of the country. So, you know, those East Coast, West Coast games don't really affect with jet lag and all that stuff. But they are a formidable team, and they do have our number. I think this is going to be not even a moral victory. This is going to be like kind of like what happened in Philadelphia, where Dak Prescott's foot was just one size too big, and we fucked it up and didn't win this. This is a Coach McCartney blunder, but our team's going to be on that right track. And I say it now because we got to be objective. And hopefully we in the house.
All right. Rue, you had a look on your face. I want to know what that look was about, Rue.
You know what? My face can't tell no lies, but when you said Dak stepped out of bounds and it was McCarthy's fault, it just kind of made me twitch a little bit.
Well, you know what I mean.
What does that even mean? He stepped out of bounds and it's McCarthy's fault. McCarthy, get that man a smaller shoe. This is bullshit.
Yeah, McCarthy, fucking from the jacks to the jocks.
Rue face. I was like, "What's wrong with Rue?" Rue's Mikey said something that triggered Rue.
We tend to do that.
That would hurt me. I was just like, the thing is, I agree with you. Coaching is going to be an issue in this game because it has been an issue in this game, and until further notice, this is an L in my opinion. This game was not close last year. They came in and curb stomped our ass, but you know,
the old mollywop. Yep.
ultimately, the only thing that kind of gives me this little glimmer of fucking, a star covered in shit is the fact that they have turmoil on their team. They got a little drama. They got some questions that are being chirped around. They got a couple players that have been offered up for trades and shit. So is it going to be the same dynamic offense that we've seen in years past? Are they going to be able to survive with, 2 angry receivers and just CMC again for another full season? I don't know. Maybe. But, at the end of the day, until further notice, this is an L for me for right now. This is an L because we have done nothing in order for me to think that this is going to be a win for us right now.
21. What you got on these Niners, man? You went last season. I thought you was going to be our good luck charm, man, but that shit didn't happen.
So I was there for a good ass Molly whooping. And, but I'm gonna tell you guys this. One thing we saw about the Niners last year is that when they played a good team, they lost the next games. And if you guys haven't, I did a TikTok about it, but I get the Niners schedule because I was in their stadium, and for some reason they email you, and so I was able to get a peek at their schedule. And do you guys know who they played before us?
No.
And we got to buy too.
Yeah, and we're coming off the bye. That was what I was getting at. But
I'm sorry, boss.
You guys know who they play?
No.
They play the Kansas City Chiefs right before us.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's exactly. So they play the Kansas City Chiefs. We coming off the bye. I'm chalking this as a dub, guys. This is like we say, all those stars right there, they're lined up. They're all lined up for this dub. It doesn't get any sweeter. We're coming off the bye. I'm hoping we're still healthy and we're well rested. They're coming off a Kansas City game. I don't know. One thing I didn't check is if they play them at Kansas City or at San Francisco, but that's gonna be a big game for them.
Well, and it plays into the scenario that we had last year with Philly, because Philly got their ass whooped by physically their ass whooped by the 49ers, and then we had a bye before we played Philly, and then we curb stomped them. But the thing I talked about in the Fat Boy Sports podcast was, do you think Patrick Mahomes is in the state or of talent where they're just going to coast in that weak ass division and do what they did last year and just turn it on?
While we talking about Kansas City and shamelessly promoting your goddamn podcast, we don't give a shit about your goddamn podcast. Only body we care about is Kuiper AZ anyway. Let's go. Kuiper, what's up, baby, man? Nice to see you stroll up in the back door, man. What's going on, baby?
Hey, how y'all doing, man?
Say, man, I'm gonna come to you in a minute. I had to give your pops a hard time. He like to jump off subject a lot. Paulie, what you think about these Niners, baby?
Yeah, listen, 21 brings up a good point about Kansas City. I didn't know that. I don't go and look at their schedule the way that they look at ours, but
stop doing that. Stop that shit.
I like that though. I like that.
Hey, but I will say,
my boy,
it ain't gonna be a 40-10 game. It ain't gonna be that. They got a lot of like Bruce said, they got a lot of turmoil going on. The draft, they should have went cornerback, but they went receiver, I believe.
Receiver, yep.
They still got Lenore and Ward, which is suspect. There's a lot of things that can, and if any one of their Avengers is out, they don't play good. So there's a lot of things that could be that could be had here. A lot of things that could be said. I think it's going to be a closer game. It's going to be a one-score game. I think we could lose this one, but I think we could win it as well. So I can't. It's a coin toss for me, honestly.
Yeah, because to me, I think the Cowboys honestly need to be embarrassed and tired of getting their ass spanked 3 times in a row on national TV. Once another prime time fucking game To me, you got to pull them up, man. And even if you lose, don't get mollywopped on national TV again. That shit can't happen no more.
Yeah.
It can't. But Kaiba AZ, man, what you think about this game, man? I know you hate the Niners just as much as we do. What you think about this game?
Man, that Chiefs thing is interesting to bring up. I think that would only be a factor if this game was like a Thursday night game or if it was early in the morning type of game. This is a Sunday night game.
Yeah.
There's still a good amount of rest between that. So I'm sorry, but the Niners are just the number one roster in the NFL. That offense has too many weapons, way too many weapons. Literally every skill position is checked off.
You can kick him off now.
It's an L, man. I'm sorry. It's just an L.
Thank you very much, Mondo. We appreciate your
It is
insight.
gonna be a good game, though. It will be a good game.
I will never kick him off. He got too much knowledge. Okay. All right. So let's move on to this is a game that St. Louis Joe is headed to. Man, he's going out there to witness the Cowboys versus those the much improved Atlanta Falcons. They got two quarterbacks also, but Penix is not going to start this year. They got the white Dak Prescott starting. They got
bullshit.
They got they got Bijan Robinson. They may actually give him the fucking ball this season. They got Fitz at tight end, which is an excellent tight end. Their problem is they ain't got no defense. I think they should have went defense last year. I mean, in the draft, which they didn't. They went for the quarterback of the future. And y'all saw our reaction on the draft coverage when they picked Michael Penix because we were all shocked. But
classic.
But I say, hey man, is a team. If you like somebody, if you want him, go get him. They liked him, they went and got him. But we played them dirty birds, man, in the ATL. I remember the last time we was there. I think that was Turnstile Steel. Damn near got Dak killed. I think he almost the boy almost set a record in sacks that damn day. The last time we played,
we whooped them. We whooped up. We whooped up on them. We beat them like 45-10. You don't remember that game?
I said in Atlanta. In Atlanta. The last time we played in Atlanta,
that was Chaz Green.
Okay,
that was
the
Chaz
last
Green.
time. I told you about butting in if you ain't got your facts. That's why we got Kuiper on the damn show, okay? Because his father like to butt in and shit and don't remember shit. Anyway, like I was saying, the last time we played in Atlanta, Dak almost got murdered. because of that, and we lost that damn game, and I think the Falcons sucked that season too. 21, man, what you got on these Cowboys and Falcons? I think this is a trap game to me. Let me tell you why. And I say it's a trap game because say if they beat the Niners. Say they beat the Niners and they strolled in there and the Falcons with the big head and they go in there and they tiptoe and get the Falcons and may get their ass mollywop. What you think about the Cowboys and Falcons? Noon kick. So that means it's an early kick, and Cowboys don't play well early.
This is exactly why I'm with you, big fella. This is a trap game. I don't like this game. I'm gonna chalk it up as a dub, but I think it's a trap game. I think these early games for the Cowboys and coming off a big game with the Niners, it's going to be tough. But I think we've over the years we've had Kirk Cousins' number, so I chalk it up as a win for us.
Allow me to butt in sports. What you think about the new improved Dirty Birds? They got a quarterback this season.
You read my freaking mind with this game because this game is sandwiched in between two of our biggest rivals. You got the Niners and the Eagles.
Yeah.
This is sandwiched between both of those games, and Kirk Cousins is prime time at noon, baby. Let's not even deny that man, his noontime stat. That is his shit right there. He loves him a noon game, bro. He loves him a noon game. And he's at home. He's got a whole new slew of weapons and shit.
Yep.
You know, he's got a running game. Like, he's going to have himself a good year. This is not last year's Desmond Ritter-led Falcons team. It's just not.
Right.
And for me, this game is a toss-up game. I feel like this is a game where you could let it get ahead of you in a hurry. But they do have some pretty big problems on defense. So I can see it kind of turning into one of those games where you're going to see like 28-24, 31-28 kind of ball game. Like I could see it happening. And I feel like this team always gives us just the dumbest amount of drama.
Yes.
Like that onside kick, I will never forget the most lackadaisical onside kick in the history of onside kicks. I will never forget that kick. The little twirly bird that went like a
watermelon kick.
That was the best game of that whole season.
That was absolutely insane. And these guys,
they
have the weapons this season to bring the drama. And they're sandwiched in our schedule at the perfect spot. And the fact is, they're at home. You're looking at this team on the road in these kind of circumstances. It's a toss-up game. I think
it
we
just
win by like a field goal. But this is one of those, this screams.
No pun intended,
like,
right?
It just jumps right off the damn page at you. It yells it, and they have the tools to beat us. You know, with their run game and their O-line, and the fact that you have to respect Kirk Cousins as a passer. Shit, they have the tools to keep up. It's just will they,
Mikey?
So. Of course, we're going to have that East Coast swing in the early start, and that kills a lot of people going east. And you say that like Atlanta's going to have a home field advantage. They're not going to have a full home field advantage. You've been in DC at a DC Cowboy game, and it's blue. In Atlanta, it's going to be blue. And if you've heard it, it's always blue. It is. Yeah. That works in our favor. Another thing that works in our favor is Dak Prescott owns Kirk Cousins. Cooper Rush owns Kirk Cousins. Like, he literally owns his ass. If you see his collar, it says a property of Dak fucking Prescott. Call this one. The number is a 214 number. So he owns his ass. The biggest thing too is Kirk Cousins going to be Kirk Cousins, or is he going to be Kirk Cousins? We don't know what he's going to be off of that Achilles. An Achilles ain't no joke. It ain't no joke, and he's 35 years old. So we'll see what he's made of and what he is. I know we're going to do predictions again, but that alone, that Dak owns him, the home field advantage slide, and the head-to-head and all of it together, this is another dub. They can't sleep on it. They can't sleep on it. If this goes by the coach's wayside, then he don't deserve to be our motherfucking coach. And if this is another Green Bay game, then the hell with this team. But I don't see this happening again.
All right, hey, Paulie, what you got? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is it crazy to think that by week 9, you might even see Penix as the starter?
I said the same thing to Papas.
Is that crazy to think?
I don't think he's going to play this year. I really don't.
Honestly.
I don't
that
think
GM gets fired if he's playing by week 9.
Yeah.
Because that's too much money.
Exactly. Paulie, what you got on this game, baby?
Yeah, it can be one of those trap games, like y'all said, because it's sandwiched right in between our two rivals. But at the end of the day, I think the Cowboys are just too much for the Falcons. That trench play is gonna come into play. We got better trenches than they do. We got a better defense than they do. And our offense is going to be able to capitalize. So, yeah, I think we win it by 10 plus.
Okay. Hold on real quick. Armandito, go to Andres' room and get one of Andres in his jersey. Like, might as well. You're a Cowboy fan. You're in the show.
I'm not wearing that. Hell no.
Say, man, don't you ever interrupt him again, Mikey, when he's about to spit some knowledge. You just want to throw him off his game real quick, man. Hey, man, we respect your gangster, okay? Don't he mad because he was a bad father and you came out like that. That's all.
Man, I'm already wearing white, man. That's as much as I'll go.
Remember, I'm his stepfather.
Anyway, Kite, what you think about this game, man? You think it's a trap game for the Cowboys?
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think the biggest thing about so many of these Cowboys games is you guys are playing teams that are predicated on run game and play action. That's exactly what Kirk Cousins thrives on. That's exactly what the Falcons are built on, to be that run and pound game with Bijan and play action with Pitts and Drake London. It's going to come down to whether Bijan gets stopped and you guys make Kirk Cousins throw the ball. I see this 100% as a trap game.
And you know, Armando couldn't stop Bijan Robinson either, huh, Papas?
Whatever.
Playing against him.
Why is he throwing so many daggers at you tonight, man? What's going on? Did you miss dinner or something?
Talk to you about last show.
Hey, man, did you miss curfew or something? All right, man. So week 10, we finally get to see the hated and that Kelly Green ass team. They call them the shitcos. I mean, the fuckos, whatever the fuck they call. The team on the East Coast that's in the dirty ass city. That's who we play. I'm gonna go real quick on this. Fuck them. We win by 30. 21. What you got?
You didn't even have to ask me. 31. No, but I think that with the Eagles, you know, they have this new star, this new little weapon that they're gonna want to use. You know, they're gonna want to show off with their run game, but I just still think that we have their number. You know, we get this game. You know, and we see them first at AT&T. So yeah, we got them at AT&T for sure.
Hey, before you go, Mikey, and then I'm gonna come back to Rue. This is what trips me out about Eagle fans. You know, Eagle fans was doing TikTok going through the Cowboys schedule, predicting the Cowboys. Did any of y'all go through the Eagle shit and say, "Oh, they're gonna win this, they're gonna win this"? Dude, I was like, are we so much on your fucking mind? You go through our schedule to see what game we're gonna win or lose.
And that's what you call a rivalry.
But then this is what I said.
It's called low football self-esteem.
This is what I commented on their page. How can you predict our schedule? Did you predict that 1-7 at the end of your season? Go to fucking hell. Anyway, allow me to butt in sports, man. What you think about them punk ass, trick ass, hoe ass, trick ass Eagles? What you think about?
I hate them so much. And it's just funny because goddamn, like, I mean, what else is there really to say, right? I mean, obviously they got better as a team, which is a
they won the off season. Yeah, they won the off season.
But they always win the fucking off season.
Right.
So hell with them. They always win the fucking off season.
Yeah,
it's always a spell. Yeah. I'm curious to know if, you know, Dijon or Cooper DeJean and Quinion Mitchell are going to be able to take over the starting role for their secondary, because their secondary was absolutely porous last year.
Two rookie corners, right? Two rookie corners.
I don't think there's any. I mean, these guys are very much viable for both of those starting spots. So, by all accounts, you know, because I mean, obviously they still have Slay and CJ Gardner-Johnson, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that secondary, because it was absolutely porous last year. But the bottom line is, this is a must win. It's not just about winning. It's a must win. It's the home game against this team. For the last 3 years, we've split this series. Every home team has won this game. I expect that tradition to continue. And honestly, with the way I feel about the Eagles and how fraudulent I believe they will be, even though they got Saquon, I still don't have faith in their quarterback. And at the end of the day, I still feel like we have the better quarterback in the matchup. So give me the Dallas Cowboys in this game within a touchdown. It's going to be close, but give me the Cowboys.
All right, Mikey, what you think about these hoe ass, trick ass, punk ass, fuck ass?
I praise he's going to take the rest of my time because they made me dinner. First of all, you know it's serious and Rue's serious when he says porous. Straight the fuck up. you just know he's serious. But and then going to what Mondo said, this weapon that they got. Can I ask you a question, Mondo? Has this weapon ever beat the Cowboys?
No.
Oh, Saquon? I think he has. Yeah, he's won the game.
No,
he's
never beat the Cowboys.
He's never beat the Cowboys.
Never.
He didn't play with Eli like 1 year.
Never beat the Cowboys.
Never.
I don't believe in Jalen Hurts. He didn't do it for 2 years. His ass showed. I'm not scared of Kellen Moore. I'm not scared of Vic Fangio. I do respect their DBs and what's his name, the guy that went back,
Gardner Johnson,
CSC or whatever his name is, Chauncey. And you know what I think about Chauncey, Mando? Effing ass Chauncey. So, but I think I'm really convinced, and I'm going to leave on this note. Our running game, our defensive, our offensive line is going to be a revelation. It's going to be a revamp. We retooled something that already had studs in the waiting. So we put nitrous oxide on it, whatever. We're gonna go fast and keep going. And I have more faith in our run game than I did last year, and that's saying something. Remember that Bills prediction. Remember that fucking Bills prediction. So put up with your Cowboys. I love y'all. Y'all steal the show because I'm gonna be watching and eating.
We'll take your hungry ass home, bye. All right, Paulie, man, what you got on these Kelly Green wearing trick asshole ass punk ass?
Yeah, listen, I agree with Rue. It's a must win, right? I listen, when the Eagles got Saquon, my phone started blowing up, right? And the question that I asked was, were y'all running back away from winning the whole thing?
No.
So what the hell are you happy about?
Yep.
You weren't a running back. There's more problems. Your DBs are suspect. They're robbing that team, and y'all did not. And they got these rookies that shoot by this game might be starting. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of holes still on that defense. I think Nick Sirianni is a horrible coach. I think he's got to have his babysitter with him to hold him back from the
I forgot about that.
I think it's a must win. We're at home. I think we do win it. I say we win it by 10. I say let's just call it a 30-20 win.
All right. Kuiper, what you got on this, man? Those hated Trichadelphia Eagles.
And I'm gonna say this is a dub, but I think you guys end up going 1-1 with them, switching off on your guys' home turf. But I'm gonna say this: the Eagles lost the most important piece to their entire team this season, Jason Kelce. They can't do that tush push anymore. He was the only reason they were able to do that, and that's gone. Their offense is gonna look so much more different. You guys like Paulie said, man. Saquon was never the key to being a championship caliber team. They were never running back away. I do, however, think that the rookie corners that they drafted are gonna really take over that secondary for them.
All right. So the following week, man, we got that Monday night game against everybody's now favorite Texas team. All of a sudden, this team is the greatest thing that Texas has ever seen in the history of football. All of a sudden, you win a playoff game and you have a rookie quarterback, and all of a sudden, you are the shit. You are still nothing. Everybody in Texas are still Cowboy fans, except if you live in Harris County. I'm sorry, I got a little emotional about that. I'm sick and tired about this shit about the Texans. Okay. Now the Texans at all them number one picks, you should be good by now. Okay, when you draft in the top 5 for 10 straight years, you should be good. Right now, 10 straight fucking years, you should be good. Okay, congratulations, you won the Super Bowl. You beat the Cleveland Browns at home, which you should have done. Congratulations. The next week you got your ass mollywop. Okay, anyway, but back now, I'm gonna give the Texans team their respect. They are a good team. I love their head coach. I love him. Absolutely love him. I love his philosophy on playing football. Okay. So the Texans got a decent quarterback, even though the motherfucker never beat Michigan. I don't give a damn what you say. He's decent. Okay. But them 3 L's against his ass, hey, it is what it is. Go fucking blue. Anyway, the Texans they got running back. They got a bunch of Cowboy receivers, Noah Brown and my tight end, what's his name? Anyway, fuck him. Schultz, he don't play for the Cowboys no more, so fuck him. But the Houston Texans defense is excellent. They are excellent. They play like their head coach. So I do respect their team, man. I think this is going to be a tough one. I'm happy we have them in Dallas. I got the Cowboys winning this game. Okay. 21, what you got on the little brother down south?
You know what? I'm with you, big fella. I'm happy we got him at home. I do think they put up a fight, but we're the big brothers. So as always in every sibling rivalry, the big brother always takes he gives them an ass whooping and be like, just a reminder, we're the big brother. So we take this dub. They will put up a fight though. They have this young core with their quarterback, their receivers. So they're in the moment right now. But we'll see. And then once again, I think that this is a team that we got to see if they progress, right? Because CJ Stroud had a good year last year. We'll see. Was last year his rookie year?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see if maybe he takes that sophomore slump. We don't know. So we'll see.
All right. Allow me to butt in sports. What do you think about them Fifth Ward boys?
I think that if CJ Stroud has a sophomore slump in his sophomore season, it'd be one of the biggest busts of all time because this man's offense is absolutely elite.
Yep.
This man has Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Dalton Schultz. He's got a good run. He's got a decent run game, and not to mention he can use his legs himself. The Texans are absolutely dangerous. This game is one of those games.
You don't know.
I can't even believe I'm saying this, man. I'm leaning towards the loss. I think with all the drama of the 3 weeks before, with the fact that I think that the Atlanta game will be a gritty game, with the fact that I know that the Philly game is going to be a gritty game. I know that the San Francisco game is going to be a gritty game. This game, it just feels like one of those games that they're just gonna want it more because they're the big brother. This is one of those games that I can see them kind of, and maybe not. Maybe they get that disrespect of the fact that, everybody's calling this the new Texas team, right? Like everybody's like, this is the best team in Texas. They got the best quarterback in Texas. They got the best team in Texas. That's all we've been hearing all off season. This team went 9-8 last year. They won a playoff game against Joe Flacco. Like, the miracle was going to end at some point with Joe.
Yeah.
It's not crazy to think that they won that game. I mean, if they're going to discredit Dak against Tom fucking Brady throwing the kind of game that he threw, but give CJ Stroud credit for beating Joe Flacco, then this is bullshit. Because we just can't do that.
You got to remember the game before to help them get in the playoffs. Remember, they had to come from behind a miracle play to get into the playoffs. Yep. So, people forget about that shit too. Anyway, go ahead, Rue, finish up. I'm sorry.
The turnaround for this team is really what's most impressive for me. And it's the coaching, like you said from the beginning. The coaching on the other side of the ball, I feel like is much better than us. I feel like he's a lot of fire under their ass kind of coach. And that's what really makes it difficult. Not to mention they got weapons galore.
Yeah,
and they have weapons galore on that team. Don't they have Joe Mixon too?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
God bless. So it's Joe Mixon, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, and Dalton Schultz.
Mm-hmm. The Cowboys got their work. Yeah, they got their work.
That's absolutely insane. That's a crazy lineup. Like if he has a sophomore slump, that's a bust, baby. Like you can't slump with that. Like you just can't. But he does have a tough. They got, what? Just like we have a tough schedule this year, they got a tough schedule this year too. Well, they got a tough schedule this year, and I think they got a big matchup before they play us too. I think I can't remember, but I think they do. But this is one of those games. I feel like it's a trap game, and I know we're gonna lose a couple. This is one that I could see us losing just because they'll want it more.
Well, I want to say this. He did have Chris Olave and Marvin Harrison Jr. and went 0-3 against Michigan. Anyway, Paulie, what you got on these Texans?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. This is one of those games where coming off the schedule that we're coming off of, man, it could really be that one that get us. But man, it's a Monday night game.
Oh yeah,
Monday night game at home.
Yeah.
So Battle of Texas. You got C.J. Stroud and Michael Parsons are now like best friends.
Yeah, they're bosom buddies now. Yeah.
So I think that might be a little extra, added incentive. The thing about it is, C.J. Stroud, everything that he did last year is now there's tape on him.
Yeah.
Now there's tape on D'Amico Ryans and his coaching style. And then it's week 11. By week 11, we would already played San Francisco, the Eagles, Baltimore. So all offenses and defenses that are kind of lined up just like Houston is. So it wouldn't be like this is going to be this would be the first time that we've seen an offense and a defense like this. So I think we would have that going for us. We'd have that experience by then. Man, I think we win it by a walk-off.
All right. Kuiper, man, what you think about them Texans?
Mike.
Hey, your mic. I think you muted your mic. It's still low. Did it unplug? It may have unplugged. Hold on.
You muted now. Now you muted.
There it is.
Now you muted again.
No, you're good. No.
Can't hear you.
Check 1 2. Yeah, it's still gone. I don't know what happened to it, bro. You was crystal clear earlier.
Yeah,
hey, don't worry, Kuiper. Keep working on it, man. Just keep talking in it, and if we hear you, we'll bring you up, okay? So then we got I don't even know why we need to go through this. Dan Quinn.
Now hold on.
Dan Quinn. Hold on. I'm not gonna skip through them. I'm not gonna skip through them.
The Giants, but
I'm not gonna skip through them. I'm not gonna skip through them. I'm not gonna skip through them. Okay. It is a 12 o'clock kick, so you know what that means. 12 o'clock in the nation's capital. The Cowboys versus the hated Washington Commanders with their new head coach, the infamous Dan Quinn, with several Cowboys on the team that they came and got, trying to make them Dallas East. It ain't gonna happen. They got a rookie quarterback from LSU, the Heisman Trophy winner. Trying to figure out are they going to start him or not. They got to. The only thing I think is going to hurt the Commanders this year just because they're going to have growing pains with the quarterback, and I think their defense is going to be improved even though they got rid of everybody on their defense. I still don't understand that, but the Commanders are a NFC East rival. We swept them last year, but I think their team is going to be vastly improved. Okay. I think honestly, they're going to be battling for second, to be honest. I do think they're going to be better, much better than the Giants. The Eagles are just up in the air with the Eagles. And I think Commanders, Dan Quinn is a decent coach. He just shit the bed for us in the playoffs. But other than that, man, I got respect for the Commanders. I have no issues with their team. The Cowboys can't waltz into FedEx thinking it's an automatic dub, even though we do take over that stadium too. I think the Cowboys should win this one, but they're gonna give the Cowboys every bit just because it is a used to be a rivalry. Right now, it's not. The Commanders are trying to make it a rivalry again. 21. What you got on these Commanders?
Man, you know what, big fella? I think that the Commanders are going to give us a run for our money. I feel like Dan Quinn is going to come in here and try to make to prove a point. Like he should have been maybe the coach in Dallas. I think he has. I want to say maybe a little grudge. You know, he's gonna come back to AT&T. Well, this is not at AT&T, right? But I just still feel that he's gonna try to outplay Mike and he wants to get this dub, and I think the team is gonna be behind him.
It is. Sorry. Go ahead.
And they have a new management. They're under new management, so I feel like they're kind of trying to revamp. But to me this one's another one of those. I'm not too sure. I think they get us on the first one on the this first game. So I think Dan Quinn gets us, and I just I see them coming out. Trying to prove something.
Okay. Allow me to butt in sports, man. What you got on these Commanders?
The Commanders made a mistake from the very beginning in hiring Dan Quinn. They had $90 million in free cap space. The fact is he got a job that another man turned down. That's the fact. They wanted Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator for the Lions, who stayed in Detroit. That's who they wanted. And they ended up with Dan Quinn. So they ended up with their whatever choice that was. And the fact is, this league is an offensive league, and you just got a defensive-minded head coach who has had some big blunders on his resume. Yeah, we can hear you now. He's had some big ass blunders on his resume in terms of what he's done as a head coach and as a DC in for this organization. Not to mention, when you talk about it being rubbed in salt in the wound for him, I'm sure this game is going to be extra motivational for him, because how many times did we hear the rumor Dan Quinn was going to be our head coach? Quite often we were hearing about Dan.
Like 2 years in a row.
Yeah,
we heard about Dan Quinn being the head coach of this football team for a very long time, and it's probably one he might feel some type of way about the fact that he never got that shot or never did end up sitting in that seat. But I mean, it's hard to do that when the guy in front of you is putting up 12 wins a year. And I mean, he can try to take credit for that all he wants, but this really boils down to what happens to Jalen Daniels as a pro. That's what this game boils down to for me, because this team has some pieces where they can make some noise, but ultimately how they do is going to come down to how that kid plays, because their quarterback play has not been up to par in the last since what, RG3's rookie year, something like that.
Yeah.
There's like a TikTok video of somebody who just pulled out all the different jerseys of quarterbacks.
yeah, it was a lot of them.
I mean, there's been a carousel of quarterbacks going through that franchise, but the ownership made the first mistake by hiring Dan Quinn and giving him $90 million to play with against free agency, and look what he did with it. A bunch of guys that he overpaid that we really didn't want anyway.
Yeah. Paulie, what you got on these Commanders?
Washington Cowboys, that's who they are. Listen, it's like Rue said, they got pieces here and there. They got Dan Quinn. He's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. Okay, great. It's not gonna mean nothing. These are familiar faces that we're going up against. What is Jaden Daniels, right? What is he? No one knows yet. I don't believe that Dan Quinn is the right coach for Jaden Daniels. But I mean, they got Austin Eckler. What juice does he have in the tank? What is their O-line? What is their trench play? It's a lot of what ifs. It's a lot of question marks. So because of all that, man, it's the Cowboys going to sweep Washington.
All right. Kite, I'm glad you're back, man. What you got? What you think? Well, first of all, what you think about the Commanders? And do you think Daniels will start right off the bat?
Yeah, Daniels is definitely going to start right off the bat, but I have zero confidence in this team simply for the fact that Cliff Kingsbury is their offensive coordinator. That's one thing that makes me look at him like, nope, they're nothing.
I'm sure you got some feelings about Cliff Kingsbury, like on the cool.
But I think their defense is going to be pretty nice. They got real good defensive tackles to plug in that inside. They drafted a corner who played really good last season.
Yeah.
Their defense is not, but I have no confidence in that offense whatsoever.
Okay. All right.
Tell
Well,
us how you really feel, bro. Tell us how
well,
you
well,
really
well,
feel.
Oh yeah,
well,
the
well,
keeper
thanks.
can fuck himself.
Well, 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 I'm sorry. I'm trying to move on, but that shit's funny. Well, this year everybody gonna enjoy their turkey. Do we really need to even talk about
Move
what
on,
happen?
man.
It may be 50. It may be 58 nothing. I know. People gonna probably look forward to what.
mercy rule him.
Hey, it's gonna get ugly on Thanksgiving. I may even go to this game, just because I'll be in town that game. But sorry, Giants. We don't even need to go around the panel for this one. But hey, I'm looking forward to this game too. The last time we played the Bengals, we beat them with Cooper Rush, and Joe Burrow was the starting quarterback.
Yeah,
he was the starting quarterback. I'm gonna repeat this for everybody who's on Joe Burrow's nuts. The Cowboys beat him. Sorry, I digress. I got a little razzle dazzled. I'm sorry. The Cowboys on a Monday night at home against those hated Cincinnati Bengals. Paulie, we'll start with you, man. What you think about these Bengals?
I think the Bengals are formidable. They if they're healthy. That's always the question with them. Are they going to be healthy? Is Joe Burrow going to be playing? Is he healthy? They lost Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
They lost Tyler Boyd. They lost. They're not the Bengals of who they used to be. They still got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, right?
Yes.
And if Joe Burrow's in, he gets that hot hand. That could be a problem. But as far as defense, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but their defense ain't really that good. So I don't know, man. Monday night game again at home. Yeah, I think we take this one as well.
Okay. 21. What you got on these Bengals? Those Ohio Bayou Bengals.
What is their run game now? I know they lost.
It's sad.
Yeah,
I mean, they're going from Joe Mixon to Zach Moss. This guy Chase Brown, Trayvon Williams.
I just think that we're still too much for them.
Okay.
We beat them, like you said, with Cooper Rush. God willing, we still have Dak Prescott. So I see this a dub Monday night at home. I'll continue this streak at home. It's looking good for us. Their defense is kind of like, I want to say it's depleted now. Their defense, so I like it at home Monday night prime time. Give me the Cowboys.
Okay, Rue, I'm gonna say you for last. Kuiper, what you think about the Bengals this season, man?
I think the Bengals are in that transition state right now, where they kind of got a tiny little rebuild going on for them. They lost a bunch of key players. Their starting corner right now is a second-year rookie who didn't play good. They lost a bunch of key players. But the only thing I'm gonna say about this game, man, is there's 6 primetime games for you guys.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys went 2-4 last season in primetime games, right?
Why you got to bring up old shit?
I'm just saying, man. Like it's not looking too good if you're going 2-4 in primetime games and you expect to win every single one this season. I think that this game against the Bengals is a dub, but just keep that in mind. You got to bring up old things because this season you're not that much improved. If you were much improved, I'd be like, you know what? Yeah, that is gonna change. But you got to watch out for that record. I think that'll sneak up on you guys.
Well, I don't appreciate you bringing us down to earth like that. Anyway, Rue, what you got on these Bengals, man? Real quick.
So with this team, obviously they have their threats, but they got a lot of drama, man. I mean, it's already been mentioned. They got no more Mixon. They got no more Boyd. T. Higgins isn't at OTAs. Probably won't be until he gets a contract. And is Joe Burrow even going to be healthy by this time of the year? Because he hasn't been in years past. And the fact is, we've been beating this team at full strength, I feel like, for the past couple seasons that we've played them. So I have confidence that we'll be able to beat this team. I will say this, though, about my Cowboys. a lot of this is on the preface of what I get out of my run game too, because just like they got a lot of questions, we got a lot of questions in the run game too. Is Rico going to be able to carry the load? Are they going to be able to get Zeke involved the way he needs to be involved? Are they going to be able to, sustain a competent run game to take some relief off of Dak Prescott? And the fact is, with the weapons that we have, there's guys that need to really move up on this receiving room, just because it can't be Brandon Cooks this year. Right. One of these young guys really needs to step up. So there's a lot of preface with a lot of these picks. And I know what you're saying. Like, we're picking a lot of these games to win, and it's based on the confidence that we have and the personnel that we carry. But I will say, you're not out of your realm when you're talking about these 500 games, because the fact of the matter is we have a ton of 500 games this year. We have a lot of coin flip games this year on this schedule with a lot of teams that have question marks like we do. But when it comes to the Bengals, I really have the confidence just because we've been able to really have this team's number in the past few years that we've played them. That's really what gives me solace, because you talk about the history. Last year we might have been 2-4 in prime time, but we are 2-0 against the Bengals in the last 3 seasons. So I'll take that too.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story about I got into it with a Bengals fan at the game the last time we played them. So we're in standing room, and at the time the Bengals was winning. He's talking cash shit. Same old Cowboys. They always suck. Same old Cowboys. And all these Cowboy fans were standing around him and wasn't saying nothing. So it pissed me off. I'm like, wait a minute, man, you gonna let somebody come in your house and talk shit to you like this? Same old Cowboys, same old Cowboys. I say, man, name me one Hall of Famer for the Bengals. I'll wait. And I said Anthony Munoz. I said anybody else. He couldn't name him. I say, so shut the fuck up, and we won the game. Anyway, so we moved on. So let me do this, man. We're gonna move quick, man. Just consensus. Cowboys win or lose on this pan. We don't even need to go in depth. Win or lose on the Panthers.
Win.
That's a dub.
Easy. All right. Buccaneers. Even though the Buccaneers ain't what they used to be, I think the Buccaneers will compete for that South against Atlanta. This is another Sunday night game at home. I got the Cowboys beating the Buccaneers. Win or loss with the Bucks?
I got a win on that one.
The Bucks are a dub. The Bucks are a dub. They don't have to compete.
Yeah, that's a dub.
Kuiper?
I don't know, man. I'm kind of a believer in the Bucks.
Okay.
I think everybody's sleeping on them, man. Baker had very little time to work with them, and he showed off that he could still play in this league. They got weapons. They drafted linemen to replace Jensen. Their defense is nothing to be slept on either. Mm-hmm. I think the Bucks win. I'm sorry. I think this is going to be one of those games. Huh?
Did they re-sign him? No, Mike Evans is gone, right?
Yeah, no, they re-signed him.
That says a lot about Baker Mayfield, the fact that Mike Evans came back.
Yeah.
Because Mike Evans had options.
Yeah.
Mike Evans definitely had options. He could have gone somewhere else. He probably could have even got more money leaving.
Yeah. I wanted him bad, but hey, he stayed. All right, so I got us one in that one. I'm gonna start kicking Kuiper ass off our show. Anyway, this game, man, in Philadelphia, man, it's gonna be cold in Philadelphia at this time of year. The last week in December against these Eagles. We normally split. The last 2 seasons we split. Normally we sweep they punk ass. This is for the division. I think it's going to come down to this game. It really depends on which team is the healthiest and which quarterback is playing the best. And we got to consider the damn weather too. Okay, so is it going to be the Cowboys with their running game, or is it going to be Philly with their running game, with their new makeshift offensive line just like ours? So I'm gonna go real quick because we're running short on time. I will never ever say we lose to the Eagles. Cowboys 58, Eagles nothing.
See, I got the Cowboys winning. I think we finally sweep them. I know we always split with them, but we finally sweep them this year. It's a dub for me.
All right, Rue, what you got?
There hasn't been a repeat champion in this division since they did it in 2003. I think we can sweep their ass too. I'm super hesitant just because we haven't won this game in 3 years at their house. But damn it, I really want to believe that we can win this game. There's just this is so far away too. Like this is like this is like
long way.
This is forever from now.
Yeah,
and it's this. We haven't had this kind of schedule in a long time either. Where that's the end of our schedule. Normally we play them in like the heart of it, and it's been a while since they've been towards the ladder.
Yeah,
and I mean, if things go the way Vegas predicts them to go, we're talking seeding components into this game. We're talking playoff components into this game, divisional opponents into this game. Like, this is probably going to be one of those. This is
I got a feeling this game gonna get flexed to a Sunday night. I really do.
This is at 3:30. It's America's game of the week. If it goes the way it's supposed to for both of these teams, this is America's game of the week. Week 17, no question.
Oh, that's right. That's the one they can't flex. If they got a game of the week, they can't flex that one. Okay, yeah, that's right.
I don't know if it is or not. I would assume though.
Yeah, it's the 325 kick on Fox, so it is the game of the week. Yeah. So, all right, Paulie, what you got? The week 17 against those bitchels. I mean, I can't get their name right. That team.
Listen, it's Cry Eagles Cry all day. We're gonna sweep them. It is what it is, man. I will never concede to an Eagles loss. I don't care.
Oh, you like me? I never, ever.
I'm not going to do it. I think this is the year. I think this is the year that we win it the East back to back. In order to do that, we got to sweep the Eagles. So
got to get them. Okay, Kuiper, with your realistic ass, tell me.
I'm sorry, man. I gotta bring you guys back to earth. No back-to-back championship. Like that's a real stat, man. You gotta consider that. You really have to consider that. And it's in Philly late in December, man. It's an L. I'm sorry, boys. You guys like that 1-1 every year, the last 2 years. That's another real stat. Like it's the same thing with the Cardinals and the Niners. I'm sorry. I had you guys winning early in the season, but I think Philly wins the division on this game.
My biggest thing is though,
know how to bring down the room, don't he? Go ahead, Rue.
He's trying to kill us. But a lot of this is based on last year, man. And this team looks very different than it did last year in certain places. Yeah. And what's the only thing that I can really just kind of hold on to right now is the fact that I know that my O-line is going to be tested in week 1. That's the one thing I'm holding on to right now, because if they come out and they are able to temper down the Cleveland front, I'm going to feel really good about this season. If I can get 100 yards on the ground out of Rico Dowdle and a combination of players, and I can get this offensive line churning, and Dak Prescott's doing exactly what he did last year, I feel really good about my regular season chances. I do. This team could be a 12-win team, just like last year, very easily. But then there's the other side of me that's like, fuck, man, I have no idea what I've got up front. That's just being honest. I have no clue what I've got up front. I don't know. I hope Tyler Guyton is going to be a good guy, even though he's a dirty-ass Oklahoma Sooner. I hope he is, but I don't know yet. I don't know who my center is right now. Don't you do that. Don't you fucking do that. I'll mix that blue and yellow and turn your ass green with that bullshit you got going on over there.
That's a flag.
I'm sorry, Rue. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Hook 'em.
Anyway. I'm just saying, man, there's so much that goes into what we've got going on this team that and not to mention we're very reliant on a couple players right now.
Yeah.
Oh, CD Lamb goes down for us this season. It's almost like Dak left. Because shit, we're very dependent upon him on offense. And that's a real thing for this team. So obviously these predictions, we know that they're capable of winning any of these games. The fact is Vegas has them as the 8th best team in the league in terms of the rankings for the Super Bowl. That's where they have us. We're at number 8, tied with the Eagles. And the fact is we're tied with the Eagles in almost everything. They're only favored to win the division by 30. It's 110. It's 110 to 140 in terms of who wins the division between us and the Eagles. And
all right,
it's
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it's just one of those things where it's like somebody need to nut up in this game. And if Dak Prescott really is the best quarterback in this division, he needs to show that he can do that in December and win in the link. Because you're going to need to do that to show you're going to be that dude.
Okay. All right. Last game of the season. We'll go real quick and then we'll get to final thoughts. On the final thoughts, I want you to give your season record and where you think the Cowboys will finish in the division. Okay. We'll start after we pick this game. We'll start with the realistic fucker in Arizona. I got the Cowboys sweeping the Commanders as usual. It's a to be determined game, meaning it may come down to this game to win the division or not. So we don't know if it's going to be a flex game or noon kick. If it's a noon kick, that means the Cowboys have either won or lost the division. But I got the Cowboys beating the Commanders at home. 21. What you got?
I got a dub. I got a dub at home. Like I said the previous one. I think they get us the first one at Lincoln Financial, but I think not my bad. What's their FedEx?
No, we're at home. We're at home.
I think that the first one they get us, and I think this one we get them. We get a dub. I'm hoping by this game we don't have our starters in. So
okay.
See.
Rue, what you got this last game of the season against those hated Commanders?
I think they should be able to sweep this team as much as we know what's going to come from them, and the fact that Dan Quinn's coaching them, it should be one of them situations where we should be able to take care of business. And we're going to find out who the real brains behind the operation was, because if Dan Quinn is able to pull a fucking rabbit out of his hat against this offense, it's going to really piss me off. Yeah. I'm just hoping he plays dime the whole time. We'll be fine.
All right, Paulie, what you got, man, against these Commanders, man? The last game of the season,
man, it's easy. It's a sweep for Washington as well. It's a dub all day.
All right, Hyper.
I think this is gonna be a trap game for you guys.
No, Ali better get rid of this guy.
Come on, this is the end of the season. This team looks like they're gonna be one of those teams where they're gonna be building pride for the next season. I think the Commanders at some point, man, you guys aren't gonna be able to win every single division game. It's just being realistic, man. I'm sorry. I think this is a trap game and they take the dub right off from under you guys. And they're gonna be fighting. It's gonna be a pride game to either kick you guys out of the playoffs or get you down lower in seeding.
Okay.
I hate you because there's an easy chance they could be like on the fringe of a wild card and just absolutely need the win. So like, go to bed. I hate you so much right now. I hate you because it's like you bring out this like I hate you so much right now. Like,
I know.
I bring out that other side of the puzzle.
This is why you're gonna hear me. This is why you're gonna get an 8:00 call on Sunday morning and talk about bets and lines and all that other bullshit.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, just be ready for it. Just be ready for it. Me and my crazy ass cousin, I'm gonna call your ass and we're gonna be talking some bullshit. But,
all right, well, we're gonna go final thoughts. We'll start with 21. I want you to give the Cowboys record for the season, and where do you think we place in the season? Go ahead, baby.
So our record, I think we do another 12-5. I see it. I see the schedule, and I think it's lined up for us to go on, another 12-5. I believe we break the curse and we get the division again. It's there. I really just see the Eagles kind of battling with us. So 12-5, we take the division.
All right, 12-5, we take the division. All right, Paulie, your final thoughts, baby.
Yeah, I think 12-5 is good. I think 11-6, 12-5. And I agree. I think this is the year. I think we take the division back to back. It ain't been done since the early 2000s. There's always something, right? There's always something, and I got a good feeling about this team. I love the schedule. Schedule's so balanced.
Yeah.
And I think it's balanced in our favor. So I think I'll say we go 12-5. I think we win the division, and that might put us at second place in the NFC.
Gotcha. Mr. Doom and Gloom. What do you think? What do you think the Cardinals are going this season? You see, I ain't asked you about the Cowboys. What do you think the Cardinals' record this season?
I still think we're going 9-8. I still think we're 9-8, and I think we're third in the division. I don't see us a playoff team, but a good fight for the playoffs. For the Dallas, though, I'm gonna still say it. I think you guys are 10-7, playoff card, second place in the division.
Second place. You still, I don't like you. Anyway, Rue, the record this season and where we place in the division.
God damn it. I'm at 10-7. I am. I'm at 10-7. I think we can get to the 11, but just with all the question marks that I have on this team, I'm at 10-7. I'm very optimistic that we can get to that 12 number just because of Zimmer and everything else. But with all the question marks, as early as it is in the year, we haven't even made it to fucking training camp yet. I'm at 10 wins right now. That I can't change. That's what I've been saying for weeks, and that I can't change that up now. So I'm at 10-7, but I don't think that it's necessarily out of the realm of possibility to still win the division at 10-7. I don't. Okay. I'm not a huge believer in the Eagles. I know they got better. I know they did. But I'm very curious what it's going to be like now that Jalen might not be so dependent upon, that short game, that short yardage run game, that aggressive run game. Even though they have Saquon, is he going to make it throughout the season? Because they got plenty of stuff going on too. And, it's a grueling year. So I feel like they have a lot of stuff going on, just like we have a lot of stuff going on. So I still feel like the division with 10 wins is well within grasp. I think it's definitely possible. These teams don't just keep winning games like crazy. And people around us got better. Aside from the Giants, the Commanders did get better. And who knows, maybe they surprised them with one. It's definitely possible. They almost did it last year. And they weren't, there's definitely different sides to that coin. So I'm at 10-7, but I still think we can win the division. I think it comes down to every single game, especially at the end of the year. I think all these games are going to count, which I hate because I was really hoping for like a week 18 bye week on top of my other bye week, but you know how that shit goes.
All right. Well, look, guys, I'm gonna give you my prediction, and then I got a real quick tribute. Okay, I think there's been a lot of Cowboy fans that hadn't been believers of this team just because of what happened in the offseason and the players that we lost. But I am the Dacker of the group. I believe in our quarterback. And to me, as long as he's on our team, we have an opportunity to win these games. I don't think he's digressed. Okay. I think our coaching staff has improved on defense. I think my quarterback, as you know, he's gotten better every year. Finished second in MVP. Hopefully he'll win it this year. I got the Cowboys at 11-6 this year. I got them winning the division by a coin toss because I got the Eagles 10-7. I got the Commanders at that 9-8, and I got those Giants at 4 and whatever. Okay, so that is my prediction. And guys, real quick, I need to do something real quick. Y'all allow me a little leeway, okay? On my way back from Texas to Colorado, I got a phone call about a homeboy of mine who suddenly passed away. He was a real good friend of mine, a good genuine dude. You know, when you meet somebody and you instantly like them, he was that guy. I instantly fell in love with him. He had that, I say that voice of God, where, you know, it was deep, it was rough. It was that voice that every man wants, that big masculine voice. So my buddy who called me, his name is Creighton Wallace, and Creighton also is a hip hop artist out of Louisiana. And we became real good friends. He introduced me to Robert. Robert went by Roach, and I shot a video. It's been about 10 years ago, and I wanted to play this video for my man Roach and his family. And y'all just, if you got a second, y'all bear with us and why I play this tribute for my man Roach.
It's how we live it. And again, it's for all my people who ain't rich. Ain't got nothing against the people that's rich, nothing at all, man. But if you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth, come on, man. You might not be able to relate to this. I seriously doubt that, homie. But feel me though. Check it out though. 50 on my J.O., another 50 in the streets. Closet full of cargo, cabinet full of Hennessy. Fiend for the paper, crack like dependency, but move like a mob boss. In other words, I've been a G. Street cats, they recognize my energy, motivation, ambition to survive independently. I think the only way to feed this hunger is scratch for at least 100 G's this summer. Bring the competition to their knees this summer and make them pray to God they get to eat this summer. My hocus pocus flows got them froze like bomb pops, standing on your brain like silk sheets when the cum drops. See, I don't bang, I get along with both sets. From shotgun hood houses to steps in the projects. Ignorance and destruction equals brokenness. 86, all that shit, I'm trying to get more checks. Slumlords,
making it happen whenever fools can.
Slumlords,
half price food thanks to food stamps.
Slumlords,
whips from the 80s and the 90s.
We the slumlords.
Exotic sneakers hard to find these.
Slumlords,
stuck in this life, dog, it's hard to stop.
Slumlords,
purchasing flat screens at barbershops.
Slumlords,
big dreams of moving out and getting up.
We the slumlords.
But while we're here, we gon' live it up. I got these t-shirts, pants, watches if you need them. This is what we do instead of slanging these keys, son. Gotta get the money like the hustlers do, but in a way that won't get a nigga caught up. So the barber needs clippers, your mama needs slippers, the Asian chick down the block needs new zippers. Call me if you need, I'll proceed to get it quick. No matter what it is, nigga, I can handle it. The fridge goes out, the stove's on the fridge. P.O. said he needs you to come and take a piss. Don't sweat it, homie, I got what you need. Take 2 of these, but don't call me. I'll call you with the brand new gear, the freshest shoes that's out. Yeah, this shit. Your car broke down, I can get you a new one. Your girl don't work, I can get you a new one. No matter what it is, nigga, I can get you a new one. Yeah, that's Roach.
Slumlords,
making it happen whenever fools can.
Slumlords,
half price food thanks to food stamps.
Slumlords,
whips from the 80s and the 90s.
We the slumlords.
Exotic sneakers hard to find these.
Slumlords,
stuck in this life, dog, it's hard to stop.
Slumlords,
purchasing flat screens at barbershops.
Slumlords,
big dreams of moving out and getting up.
We the slumlords.
But while we're here, we gon' live it up.
All right, man. Rest in peace to Big Roach, man. We sure gonna miss you, man. R.I.P. to my man. I actually shot that video for them, man, and edited and everything. It was just a sad day again for the big fella, man. But to Roach's family, his kids, his wife, everything, man. Rest in peace. And once again, man, thank y'all for joining the Cowboy Up podcast. Thanks for Kuiper AZ for joining us. Paulie, man, thank you for popping in on us. Hey, man, everybody like, subscribe, man, and we sure appreciate y'all. Man, as we always say, Dallas Cowboys for life.
Puro pinches Cowboys.